Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the conversation. Recently, respectable drjsmith have discussed the Holy Quran and pointed out some discussions related to the Holy Quran. Among them, the most important points are the date of death of Imam Hafs. Most of the 7 reciters of the Holy Quran are from Kufa, and the problem of interpretation of the 7 letters, I mean Sab'ah ahruf. Before proceeding to the related discussion, I want to say just one thing, and that is, when you are not neutral and you study something, you try to hide the facts. The same has been done here. The doctor says that his death date is in the end of 8th century, and he is a disciple of Asim. He is from Kufa. He is not a student of Muhammad, peace be upon him, and he wrote the Qur'an after a long time. Sir, the same things, the same facts are also written in our books. Anyone can see all this by studying those books written on the science of the Holy Quran. I mean the books of Ulumul Quran and Asma'ur Rijal. We don't hide them, nor these things are new. Although you are shocked to know this, it is not shocking. Please listen carefully and do not mislead the simple-minded layman. Listen to what the Muslims claim and what their narrative is. The fact is that writing things down in the form of books was very rare in the Muslim society. The form of oral traditions, to remember things orally, to rely upon memorization, and to transmit these things orally, was found in that society. These traditions were passed on from generation to generation. This is the narration of the Muslims. Mr. Doctor, if you want to object and prove the weakness of the Holy Quran, then attack this traditional narrative and prove that this form of oral traditions have not been, could not, and cannot be found in any form among the nations of the world. As far as the majority of Qur'an Sab'ah is related to Kufa, I suggest you study the Islamic history, and you will see how the center of the government moved from Arabia to Iraq and Syria. Generally, educational activities under the auspices of the government, under the supervision of the government, are found more in the center of the government and the areas adjacent to the center than in other areas. As for the case of Sab'ah ahruf, it is really difficult and complicated. To explain this hadith, this saying of the Holy Prophet, you should research it from the beginning to the 14th century. You should collect all the narratives developed to interpret it. and compare the gradual changes in them and present the defects, present the different positions of the scholar, tell the moderate views of the Muslim scholars. Do not just tell a narrative that you emphasize. That is your job to do. My last request is that in scholarly discussion, one should not analyze impartially and with bias, and not act fraudulently. See you again in the next video. Goodbye.